Hi, this is Brian Russell. Welcome back to class. I hope that this proves to be one of the most helpful videos for the entire semester because in this video, I plan to give you some hints to actually advance your Hebrew work down to the next level. Because one of the biggest problems that you have when you're taking Hebrew is that you can find yourself staring blankly at the Hebrew, not sure what to do next. Now, if you would, open up your Bible or your text to Exodus 1:6, and also pause the video and make sure you download my grammatical analysis sample on Exodus 1:6 and 7. And when you look at it, it looks like this. You're going to see that I have the parsing. So the first word is a verb, call imperfect, vav consecutive, third masculine singular. Now, I'm using the language here that you'll find in the Arnold Choi book. Okay, that's going to be a little different from John Cook's book because John Cook uses some unique words. What John Cook would call this would be a verb, call past narrative, third masculine singular. But remember the language of imperfect, vav consecutive. If you have your Arnold Choi book, look this up at 3.5.1 and you'll see this. Now, again, go back to the Hebrew. If you're just sight reading this via mot, how would you know right now that that's a third masculine singular past narrative or a third masculine singular call vav consecutive or imperfect plus vav consecutive? How do you know it's a call? How do you know it's a imperfect vav consecutive? Well, if you learn to sight read, which all of you are capable of doing with practice, you can do that. But if you don't, you'll find the grammar assignments very difficult because to use the Arnold Choi book, you need to be able to parse. Hence, here's the shortcut. If you're having problems parsing and you don't have your own Bible program, so for example, this is Accordance, and if I want to cheat, I can just use or help, I can just go on to instant details, and if you look down here at the bottom, suddenly when I put my word over a cursor, I get the parsing at the bottom, okay? Well, if you don't have access to that, you don't have the resources, there's a free alternative that can give you exactly the same thing, and that's BibleHub.com. So go to BibleHub.com, in the search engine, put in Exodus 1:6, and there's all kinds of good things that you can find here on Bible Hub. So you can get lots of different translations and such, as you can see right here. Like this, you can bring up multiple translations if you want to. You can get some resourcing here. But what we're interested in, not is the translations per se, but Hebrew. Click on the Hebrew and look what suddenly happens. Every single word, in the order that it appears, you get a Strong's number if you want to do some word searches and word studies, and we may do some of that later in the semester. But also you get the Hebrew word, you get the syllabification of the Hebrew word, you get a rough English translation to help you find where that Hebrew word shows up in your English translations, and most importantly, you get the morphology, you get the parsing or the declining, right? And so look what it says. This is a verb call, consecutive imperfect, third masculine singular, which is exactly how we identified that when we looked at the Hebrew text. Again, this is the same form that John Cook would call a call past narrative, so you have to get used to that vocabulary. Notice the appendix in the back of the Cook-Homestead book that gives you the traditional names. Also, I have that sheet explained for you. So once we get past some of the vocabulary problems, just notice that for each word, you get the parsing. So the second word, Yosef, that's a noun, proper, masculine, singular. V'kol, conjunctive vav that you can identify, and then kol is a noun, masculine, singular construct. And so then you can take these grammatical elements and look them up in the Arnold Choi book and give them labels to designate the force of the grammar. In other words, you're going to explain how the grammar and syntax functions as we translate from Hebrew into English. That's what I'm doing in my sample. So again, the purpose of this video is just to show you a tool, BibleHub.com, where you can get help with the parsing in your root to doing a fantastic job on the grammatical analysis work this semester. Really hope this video has made your work with the Hebrew just a little bit easier by showing you a free online tool help that you can use. If you have other questions, let me know. I'm Brian Russell, and it's my privilege to serve as your instructor this semester.